So, what if I told you the smartest car to buy right now aren't the ones that are flooding your Instagram feed? They're the ones that dealers can't give away. While everyone else is lining up to overpay for those bloated SUVs and the trendy crossovers that hemorrhage value the second that the ink dries, well, there are a handful of cars that are quietly sitting on used lots like forgotten lottery tickets. There's no hype, there's no buzz, there's no wait lists. Just brutally good financial decisions that are hiding in plain sight. And today, we're going to reveal three of them. These are the best used cars the public ignores, not because they're bad, but because they're boring, misunderstood, or they wear the wrong badge. And that's exactly why they turn into absolute financial gold mines if you know what you're looking at. So don't click away, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the smartest car buyers are zigging while everyone else zags, and why your bank account will absolutely thank you for it. So just before we take a deep dive, it's imperative you hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to survive the current car market inflation, well, you need to get notified the minute we produce another game-changing video. I promise you'll appreciate it. So buckle up and let's plunge straight in. So let's start with a car that people laugh at right until they actually drive one. So I'm talking about the Mazda 2. Now, mention that name and most buyers instantly dismiss it. It's too small, it's too basic, and it's too forgettable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The Mazda 2 might very well be one of the most intelligently engineered cheap cars that have ever been sold in the modern era. So while buyers are tripping over themselves chasing expensive Honda Civics and Toyota Corollas, well, Mazda quietly built a lightweight hatchback that prioritized efficiency, balance, and durability over gimmicks. Now, this thing weighs under £3,000, and that alone changes everything. See, because when a car is light, it doesn't need brute horsepower to feel responsive. It doesn't chew through brakes, it doesn't destroy suspension components, and it doesn't stress drivetrains. Everything lasts longer, and I mean everything, because nothing is being overworked. Now, it's not just about saving money on consumables, it's about how the car actually communicates. Most modern subcompacts feel numb, like you're driving a video game with a disconnected controller. But the Mazda 2, well, that gives you genuine feedback through the steering wheel. You know exactly what the tires are doing. And that sense of connection makes you a safer driver because you're actually engaged with the road. You're not just plotting a vague appliance. Under the hood is Mazda's naturally aspirated Skyactiv engine. It's simple, it's understressed, and it's famously resilient. No turbochargers cooking oil, no direct injection nightmares, no timing belts waiting to bankrupt you, just a timing chain and engineering built for long-term reliability. And yes, on paper, about 100 horsepower sounds painfully boring. But in a light chassis with near perfect weight balance, well, that engine feels far more alive than the spec sheet actually suggests. Around town, it's quick. In corners, it's composed. And on fuel economy, well, you're flirting with 40 miles per gallon on the highway. And that matters when gas prices swing like a wrecking ball. Maintenance costs are where the Mazda 2 really separates itself from the rest of the pack. Oil changes are cheap, tires are cheap, and brake jobs are laughably affordable. Even insurance companies barely care that it exists. And reliability? Well, there are countless examples running well past 200,000 miles with minimal drama. The public ignores it because it isn't flashy, and you should want it because it quietly eliminates expenses. And let's face it, that's the entire theme of this video. Now let's move up market, but not up in price. So enter the Mitsubishi ASX, and it's probably better known to you in the US as the Outlander Sport. Now, this is one of the most misunderstood vehicles in the used market. If you mention Mitsubishi, people immediately assume decline, cheap, or unreliable. But here's the thing that no one wants to admit. The ASX is not built like modern disposable crossovers. It rides on proven architecture derived from Mitsubishi's rally era engineering philosophy. Now, that means robust suspension geometry, conservative tuning, and drivetrains designed to survive abuse, not just lease cycles. The naturally aspirated 2-litre engine isn't exciting, but that's exactly why it lasts. There's no turbo heat soak, there's no high pressure fuel system failures, and there's no fragile emission hardwares rushing to push the car to the edge. It's just a simple engine that does its job every single day. And while other manufacturers are jamming massive touchscreens into dashboards that glitch out after 3 years, well, the ASX sticks to physical buttons and knobs. Now, this may sound trivial until you're trying to adjust the climate control at 60 miles an hour. You don't need a software update to turn on the heater. It's old school simplicity. And in a world of overcomplicated tech, trust me, that simplicity is a reliability feature in itself. Even the CVT, yes, the transmission that everyone loves to hate, it's one of the better executed units in the segment. Mitsubishi's partnership with Jatco here actually paid off. Maintained properly, these gearboxes routinely clear 150,000 miles without a single catastrophe. And then there's the all-wheel drive system, a real one, not marketing fluff. See, Mitsubishi has decades of AWD experience, and the ASX benefits from that heritage. Snow, rain, dirt roads, well, it handles conditions that strand lesser crossovers, all while staying fuel efficient when traction isn't needed. Now, here's the financial kicker. Depreciation already did its damage. These vehicles lost value fast, which is terrible if you bought one new, and incredible if you're buying used. See, you're stepping in after the collapse, and that means your money stops evaporating. Insurance stays reasonable, parts are affordable, labor is straightforward, and the vehicle simply shows up every morning without a single drama, which, let's face it, is exactly what financially smart transportation should actually do. But the biggest sleeper on this list, the one that almost nobody in the US even recognizes, but the savvy global buyers absolutely love. And I'm talking about the SEAT Ateca. Now, if you don't know the name, that's actually your advantage. SEAT is part of the Volkswagen Group, meaning underneath, the unfamiliar badge is the same MQB platform that underpins the Volkswagen Tiguan and the Audi Q3. Same bones, same safety structure, same core engineering, but without the badge prestige, the price collapses. The Ateca delivers turbocharged powertrains that feel genuinely energetic, especially the 1.5 TSI and the 2.0 TSI variants. Now, these engines provide strong torque low in the rev range, making real-world driving far more satisfying than many of the premium crossovers do today. Handling is shockingly good, steering is extremely precise, body control is tight, and it drives like a European crossover that remembers drivers exist, not like an appliance on stilts. Now, inside the Volkswagen Group, influence is obvious. Solid materials, logical layout, excellent infotainment, real safety tech that actually works. We're not talking about stripped down base model nonsense. And as for reliability, well, these are proven components used across millions of vehicles globally. Now, when they're served correctly, they last, and parts availability is not an issue because they share a DNA with mainstream VW models. Now, let me explain exactly why that shared DNA is crucial to your wallet. See, when a mechanic opens the hood of an Ateca, they don't see a rare exotic problem. What they see is a Volkswagen. They see parts that they have on the shelf right now. So you're not paying a rare car tax on labor or components. You get the driving dynamics of an Audi with the repair bill of a Golf. Now, that is the definition of a financial loophole. The financial angle is where the Ateca becomes dangerous. See, you're buying premium grade engineering at mainstream pricing, and sometimes even less. Insurance companies don't see a theft magnet. Depreciation has already flattened, fuel economy remains strong, and you get a vehicle that feels way more expensive than it actually is. Now, that's not compromise, that's leverage. So when you step back and look at these three cars together, a pattern begins to emerge. The Mazda 2 wins by being light, simple, and efficient. The Mitsubishi ASX wins by being undervalued and overbuilt. The SEAT Ateca wins by hiding premium engineering behind an ignored badge. None of them are exciting to the masses, but all of them are exciting to your finances. And let's face it, that's the point. The best car to buy isn't always the one that everyone wants. It's the one that everyone else overlooked. So do me a favor, if this video saved you money or at least made you think differently, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We're constantly uncovering vehicles that the mainstream market gets completely wrong. And hey, drop a comment below and tell me which of these surprised you the most, or maybe tell me about the underrated car that you're driving that nobody respects, but your bank account absolutely adores. Because sometimes, let's face it, financial gold just isn't flashy, it's just ignored. And in the meantime, drive safely, my fellow car enthusiasts, and I'll see you guys on the next one.